Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Oscar and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, we talk about mainly the stock market, but we're open to anything that has to do with wealth building overall. As you already know, we're in the middle of a pandemic and the stock market has been getting killed because of it. So I thought it'd be a good idea to update you guys on how my portfolio is doing. I'll be showing you what my current balance is and how my portfolio has been performing during these uncertain times. Two companies that I'll be talking about that I think are worth highlighting are Boeing and Carnival Cruise Corporation, because they both have cut their dividends during these times. So I'm going to talk about what I plan to do with those companies. Then there's another company that I started a position that I want to share with you guys what that company is. And then lastly, I'll be sharing you my monthly dividend income performance for the past 3 to 4 months, because it's been a while since I've updated you on that. And I think it'd be interesting to see how my dividends are performing compared to what the stock prices of my individual stocks are doing. As always, guys, if you like this type of content and want to stay up to date, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below to stay up to date with my portfolio. And it really helps support the channel, and it gives me some feedback in regards to whether this is the type of content that people want to look into. So with that being said, let's jump down into my portfolio so you can see what's been going on lately. So here is my portfolio with its current balance. It's sitting at $7,181 with a total return of 8.5%, which comes out to $481. If you look at the graph here, it can pretty much tell you what's been going on lately. On February 19th, I hit an all-time high with $8,300. And then if we just fast forward to March 23rd, my account dropped all the way down to $5,000, which comes out to a decrease in money of about $3,300 in a little over a month. But then ever since then, the markets have been bouncing quite nicely. As you can see here, the graph has shot up all the way to its current value of $7,181, which comes out to a little over $2,000 that I have gained out of the $3,000 that I've lost so far. So if we look at the stocks individually, let's just highlight some of the ones that I think are worth mentioning in this video. Let's start with Realty Income Corporation. I'm currently down 35% on this company, but I also have a value of over $1,000 because I've been depositing money into realty quite heavily lately. If we look at the activity and we filter just by trading for realty, you'll see that I've had a bunch of buy orders in the month of April, March, and February and January. Pretty much this whole year, I've been buying quite heavy of Realty Income Corporation, and that's just because their value has dropped quite a bit, 35%. So I'm actually getting it at a cheaper price than when I originally started buying back in December. And with a cheaper price comes a higher dividend yield. So I'm actually getting, I'm getting the stock at a good value, and I'm also getting it with a higher dividend yield. So that's nice. For the most part, most of my companies are in the red. There's a few exceptions. Tesla and Apple and Costco are the ones that have been performing quite well in the current situation. Tesla and Apple, I'm still in the green. That's basically because they've gone up so much that unless the market really tanks more than it already has past this point, then I'd start to get lower percentages. But since I bought the stocks at a really cheap price, they didn't drop down to those original prices that I bought at, so that's why I'm in the positive. As far as Costco goes, this one has been performing quite nicely throughout our current situation. That's because Costco has all the resources needed to withstand something like a quarantine or something like that. So a lot of people have been rushing to stock up on essential items, food, canned foods, and all the other essential items that we need to be able to stay at home for an extended period of time. Then we have Boeing and Carnival Cruise. In Boeing, I'm down 56%, just a little over $350. If you watch my previous videos, you know about Boeing and its troubles with its 737 MAX plane being grounded. Well, it doesn't help that we're in the middle of a pandemic, so people aren't really flying or doing any traveling for that matter. So the demand for these planes has decreased dramatically. And to top it off, the inevitable happened. They cut their dividend. In previous videos, I said that I'm selling out of any company that cuts their dividend, but because of the current health situation, I've had to readjust my strategy. This is something that, from what it looks like, happens every once in 100 years, and it's not anybody's fault, not the markets or any individual company. I believe Boeing will be taken care of financially to be able to weather this storm, so I'm going to be holding Boeing. Plus, there's just no way I can bring myself to sell at a loss of $350. So I'm sorry, but I just can't do that. Then we have CCL, where I'm down 77%. Or $556. I was buying this company pretty heavy at an average price of $45.16, and it's dropped all the way down to $12.56, which is that 77% drop. This is definitely one of the worst ones. And long story short, if I didn't sell out of Boeing at $350, there's no way I'm selling out of Carnival Cruise at a $550 loss. I'm just gonna hold this one and see what happens. I'm not gonna put any more money into this because it's such a risky play, and I think I'll just leave it at that. If they make it out of this, great. If not, then that sucks, but I won't be upset. It's a travel stock that I started investing 1 month before any of this blew up and became a pandemic. Who would have known that the ships that were involved in this are Carnival cruise ships that ended up becoming like quarantine sites for people that were infected with the situation that's going on right now. Because of that, who would have known? It's not my fault. It's not anybody's fault, like I said. So I'm just going to hold it and see what happens. And the last company that I want to talk about is Disney. This past week, I opened up a position and bought a little bit of over 1 share. Just to get it started, I decided to buy Disney because I believe this company has a lot of growth ahead after we get through these uncertain times, especially with their new Disney Plus streaming service. So I bought Disney at a price of $101.62. I bought 1.1 shares, so just over 1.1 shares, and its current price is at 106. So it's already gone up $5, but that's not really why. I'm not worried about this, whether it drops 5% or it goes up 5%. This is definitely for the long term. One interesting thing about Disney is that it does pay a dividend. It's at 1.65% right now, but the interesting thing is that it pays dividends twice a year. So it looks like it pays in July and it pays in December. So not necessarily the best at paying dividends, but it's such a great company with, at such a good value. It was sitting at its high was 151 and it dropped all the way into 85, and now I'm getting it at about 100. So I'm getting it about a 33% discount, which is pretty dang good for a company of this size and whatnot. So it's a company that I will continue to build my position. I think for right now, I have a target of 4% for Disney just to start. And then the last thing I want to talk about is my dividend monthly income. Here's my monthly dividend income, and here on the x-axis we have the time or the months with the year, and then on the y-axis we have the money. So as you can see, last time I made a video about this was in January, where I got paid $14 in December and then $1.10 in January. Then February comes and I make a little bit more, $6.36, and then when I hit my record month this past month of March, I made $30.08. Right now in April so far, I've made $3.14. So it's going up nicely. The goal is to make monthly dividend income for the rest of 2020. And what I think is great and that I think is very motivating, I want to point out, is that if we look at March or April of 2020, I made $3.14 as of now. April of last year, 2019, I made $0. If we go to March of this year, 2020, I've made $30. March of 2019, I'd made $9. So that's about a 3x year over year in the month of March. So it's pretty dang good growth. If we look at February, I made $6.36. And then February of last year, I made $5. So not as big of a jump as the month of March, but regardless, I still made more money this year in February than I did last year. And then if we look at January, I didn't make any money in January, and this year I made $1. So, it's a good sign to see that when you weren't making money a year ago, now you're making money. So then that's exactly what we want. And you can see that from my last video, which was in December, January, I was at $14 in 1 month, and then all of a sudden now it jumped all the way to 30. So you can see that exponential growth happening here, even just after 3 months of new dividend income. So with that, you got an update on how my portfolio has been performing throughout these uncertain times in the past couple months. I hope you got to see that even as the stock prices have been going down and down and down, I myself did not panic and sell out of any stocks. If anything, I bought even more heavy, because these are the times that you want to buy when the stock prices have plunged dramatically. The other important thing that I think is worth mentioning is that even throughout these uncertain times when the stock prices are going down, my dividends have been increasing and paying me consistently throughout all of this. So that's kind of a great example as to why I like the dividend growth strategy, because no matter if the stock prices go up or down, my dividends are just going to keep paying me consistently, as long as the companies that are paying these dividends have a good balance sheet, have enough cash in hand to weather any type of storm. Because as you can see with Boeing and Carnival Cruise, they're going to need some sort of financial backing in order to get them through this situation. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.